Today, I am joined by the amazing Fernando Carsa. He is one of the stars of the upcoming Apple TV comedy series Acapulco. Fernando, thank you so much for being with me today.
No, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
First of all, let's start with congratulating you. Congratulations on your first TV series. How does that feel?
Thank you. Crazy. I still cannot believe it. I pinch myself every day. Every day I talk to my mom and I'm like, I just can't believe that this is my life. When did this happen? It's crazy, 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 crazy.
You're playing a role with Enrique Arrizon, and you know his best friend and his confidant, and really you're there to help him with moral support or with any of his wacky ideas sometimes that he has. Tell me a little bit about the series.
Yeah, so basically, Acapulco is loosely inspired in the 2017 film How to Be a Latin Lover. And it basically tells the story of Máximo Gallardo, who's in his early 20s, when he gets the job of a lifetime at Las Colinas Resort. It's the year 1984, and he goes into this job with the goal of having a better life for his family. But then he quickly discovers that not everything that shines is gold, and there's a lot of obstacles that he's gonna have to, you know, go over that are gonna compromise, not compromise, but are gonna question his morals. And the whole show is narrated from the perspective of present time Maximo, who's played by Eugenio Derbez, which is really exciting. And we also have Rafael Alejandro reprising his role of Hugo from the movie, which is also really exciting. And yeah, that's pretty much what the show is about. It's a show. It's funny. It's a comedy, but it also comes with a lot of heartfelt moments. And it's a universal story that we really hope the entire world gets to enjoy.
Now that's an interesting point you bring up because from what I read a little bit about you, you were born in Mexico. You came over here to the United States, so you know about that, you know, that dual culture and both sides. So I think Acapulco is probably one of those spots in Mexico where you can really that can really shine because US and tourists from all around the world flock to areas like that. So you're gonna have that mix. Can you talk how important it is for a show like Acapulco in terms of representation for Latinos around the world?
Yeah, I mean, oh, I cannot explain. I don't have enough words to explain how blessed we all felt as a cast to have this type of show um, being shared through, especially a company like Apple, that goes to the entire world. Because, I mean, we all know it as part of the Latinx community that over the last few years, we were not put under the nicest light.
Yeah.
We were called horrible names. We were pointed at. Even the shows that were coming out about us really just, everything had really negative or dark themes with a lot of violence involved. So it was time to turn the tables, and this show does exactly that. It showcases what we do, what we do, the type of people that we are. Because the truth is, Latinos, we're passionate, we're strong, we're hardworking, we're kind, we're selfless. We have a lot of empathy, and the show completely showcases that, and I like to believe, or at least through my performance, I don't want to speak for my cast members, but I'm pretty sure they feel this way too, actually. I'm pretty sure they do. This is definitely a love letter to the Latinx community, to the immigrant community, to the bilingual community. And it is a universal story, it just, we're telling it through the eyes of a Mexican kid in Mexico, but it's a story that anyone can relate to. But at the end of the day, a very important part, and one of the things that makes us really proud to be part of the show, is that it is a love story to our people. So yeah, we're proud. We're very proud. We're very excited. And I can't wait. I hope people feel seen.
Speaking of being proud, I'm proud of people like you who are able to overcome having to come from a different country, still go to college, and now is living out his dream. I mean, you're saying it. You're saying that it's doesn't feel real to you, and you have to pinch yourself at times. But you worked very very hard for where you're at right now. So congratulations to that. What was your biggest motivation through those years to get you through that hump?
I think I would say there were two. I'm trying not to get emotional. You made me kind of tear in a little bit. um, I would say the first one was the child that still lives within me. You know, every time that I feel that I lack courage, he's the person that I connect with. Um, because he dreamed so big and went to really big places in his head. And I feel like he deserves to have that moment when he was young. When I was young, I was bullied a lot for having this dream, you know. And it was his strength and naiveness that got me through and motivated me to keep going. So that's the first motivation. And the second motivation is my parents. I mean, they left everything in Mexico to give me the chance to come and pursue an education and pursue this dream. They were both actors, so they understand my passion for it. Um, so I like to believe that this is not only my dream, but this is also my parents' dream. They didn't have the support or the means to make it happen. So I know they're living the dream through me. Yeah, those are my two biggest inspirations and motivations.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, as a parent myself of a 10-year-old, I can tell you that all I want is for my daughter to grow up and to live her dreams too. So I'm sure they're very, very proud of you. Um,
Thank you.
you know, part of it also is working with Eugenio Derbez as the executive producer on the show. So tell me about how that's been like for you.
Here's the thing. The first thing is when I found out that he had said yes to me, that I was, he believed that I was capable of playing a role in his show. I couldn't believe it. I never thought I would have the chance to work with Eugenio Derbez. I mean, he's iconic, and he has opened so many doors for the Latinos in the
Yeah.
United States, and he has been a good representation of what we're here for and what we want. We didn't get to share a lot of time on set together because all of his scenes take place in the present
Hmm.
time. I live in the past, so our scenes never, intertwine. However, he did get to come to visit the set, and I will never forget. They were doing my retouches of makeup, and I just heard Memo, and I turned around, and he was right there. His eyes were bright, big, shiny stars. He was so excited to be there. And then later he delivered a speech where he talked about how proud he felt about filming the show in Mexico, showcasing what the Latinx community and the Mexican community truly are, and how this was so close to his heart. And I mean, if you listen to some of his interviews, he even talks about what Acapulco means to him. So this is genuine, um, like a passion project for him, and we could tell that as a cast, and that just gave us so much energy. And just so everyone knows, he's the kindest, most down to earth person. Like I'm like, oh my god, you are just like an iconic human being, but you also act like you're just one of us, and that was a huge lesson for us. It's like doesn't matter how big you get, always keep your feet on the ground. So he's amazing. He was so cool, so amazing, and it's exciting to think that we could become like there's potential to become part of this legacy that he has created with La Familia Peluche,
Hmm.
Instructions Not Included, like this, compilation of works. Like the fact that Acapulco could become something, and it's something that now it's part of what he's created. Oh my God, it's like it feels larger than life, and it kind of is. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get excited for his projects. He's one of my entertainment heroes, all the way back to like La Hora del Best, and to
Yeah.
just to see him make that jump from Mexican media to American media, and the struggles he went through there in the beginning,
Hmm.
where nobody really knew who he was except for us, our community who
Yeah.
adored him, and now to be doing things like Coda, and also on Apple, and now Acapulco, which is phenomenal. I watched a few episodes and I enjoy it very, very much. It's a
Yeah.
very proud moment for me, and then getting to talk to you for the same reason. I'm stressing it out a lot, the fact of your journey, because of the fact that there's so many kids out here, so many teenagers who sometimes don't feel like they can make it,
Hmm.
because for X reasons, that maybe they weren't born here, or maybe they just don't feel like they have the strength. But examples like you are perfect examples of triumph, and being able to do something positive. So thank you for that again. As
Thank
especially
you.
as a Latino, for the Latinx community, it's fabulous.
Thank you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. As a performer, that's that's one of the things that I would like to do the most, because I rarely had that growing up. That person that looked like me, that sounded like me, so the fact that hopefully I get to inspire other people, I feel like I've done something good in the world. So thank you for
Absolutely. And
that.
also you're making us laugh with a memo.
Yeah, which it's a great medicine.
Yeah. So you know what? In all of this, we haven't necessarily spoke about Memo himself. Tell me about Memo and laundry.
So Memo is Maximo's, the lead character's best friend and number one supporter. He's always the one picking him up whenever he's down, and always reminding him, you can do it. You're Maximo Gallardo. You've done it before. Stop doubting yourself. He has some really good advice, and sometimes some really outrageous, funny, what is he thinking advice. But he is a kid that um, just chooses to focus on the positive side of things. If you pay close attention to some of the one-liners that he delivers in the show, you will get that he comes from a complicated background, but he doesn't let that stop him. He counts his blessings, lives in the moment, and moves forward, and always tries to find the positive. And sometimes he might not make the best decisions at times, because he's so like, excited about the moment and what he's living at Las Colinas with his best friend. And yeah, I don't want to give away what the laundry thing
Right.
means, but he gets to go on some really exciting adventures involving some people that work in the laundry room. Let's say that.
Yeah, no, I knew he was going to be a very bright, charismatic character by the way he filled out his application to work at the resort. And so I think that was
Yeah.
great. And then I also don't want to give away too much context, but he shows up with an earring at one point, and his explanation to why he has that earring and why he chose that earring, I thought was hilarious.
Exactly.
And then it could tell me a lot about his character. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it. Hopefully, I might just jump in and finish it today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very, very much invested.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. We love to hear
Yes,
that.
it's fun. It's really, really fun, and it feels like a lot of those classic sitcoms that you watch on like ABC and things like that, but now with
Yeah.
with way more of a Latino spin. Am I wrong?
No, not at all. I mean, it's really exciting because we got to work with people who have worked in like really successful sitcoms like The Office or
Mhm.
How I Met Your Mother or So Is Extraordinary Playlist, like all of these really funny shows. But Apple was very careful that they brought very creative, smart
Mhm.
writers and producers, but at the same time, they also brought a good amount of Latinx writers, producers, directors, and such, to make sure that there was a balance and authenticity and proper representation. But yeah, I mean, we got to work with some of the most amazing directors, writers, producers out there, both in Mexico and Latin America and the States. So, we're just blessed. We're very blessed and very grateful for the team that we got to work with.
Well, I'm very happy that is your first experience. That I can't imagine how exciting that must be for you
Yeah,
now to
it's
see
almost
the
like,
final
what's
product.
gonna top it? Can anything else top it? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's way more ahead
Hopefully.
of you. This is not the last time you and I will be talking. I can tell you that.
Oh, great. I
um,
love that.
so so with that said, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. I want to ask you, give me three pieces of advice you have for aspiring young minds in the Latinx
Yes.
community.
Oh, I love that you emphasize the Latinx community. Well, the number one is to always remember that what makes you different is what makes you special. I can tell you that when I started training to become an actor, and this was before the diversity was even a conversation, and that's why I think there's a transition happening also in education. But I often felt pressure to fit in a mold that just wasn't me, and I was pressured to change who I truly was to work in this business. And what I've realized after 6 years is that all the things that help me stand out and have some of the opportunities that I've gotten in my life are the things that once I thought were weaknesses because it was
Mm.
different. And now I realize that that's totally wrong. All the things that made me different were the things that made me special, that made me stand out, that pull the attention or the focus towards me, or like. So that's my first thing. It's like embrace who you are, and I think as Latinos we have to do that. That we're here, we're present, um, and yeah, just carry that with pride. Opportunities are open up to us, so don't just carry it with pride. The second one is be willing to have work ethic. And I feel like that encompasses being kind and respectful to everybody, being responsible, working hard, of course, and learning how to prioritize and sacrifice because this is not an easy business. And like even getting into training is not easy. You know, the acting programs and such can be monsters at times. So you have to learn to prioritize and sacrifice. I cannot tell you how many parties I never went to or trips that I never took because I had rehearsal or I had to study my lines or whatever, you know. Sacrifice and work ethic are major. So sometimes that's more important than your actual talent. That's the truth. And then the third thing is train. You have to train. I feel like there's only a handful of people that we could say that like they jumped on the screen and they were made for this, you know. But most of us, we have to train. We were born with some sort of talent, but we had a long way to go. And I still have a long way to go. You know, I'm a series regular in a show and I still continue training. You should never stop training. So it's like going to the gym. You have to keep working on those muscles. So yeah, those are my biggest three tips.
Fernando, thank you so much for that. I mean, words to the wise that I'll use myself as well. So I appreciate it. Fernando,
No, thank you.
I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you're doing for all of us out here. Just I have to say, from my part, I personally, I'm very proud of you, what you've accomplished, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next.
Yay, me too. Thank you, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks again. It was very, very nice to virtually meet you. Love your sweater.
You too.
And
Thank you.
and take care.
You too. Thank you so much.